This is Vinyl Voices Radio, ESPN 97.5.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm John Newman.
Dusty Sandehan.
All right, everybody, now hanging out on Vinyl Voices podcast and radio show, we have Smithfield.
Hey.
hello.
Hey, y'all.
How's it going?
Well, I mean, it's going great. Unfortunately, the weather didn't quite play out as planned today for you guys. Didn't get to play, so a lot of people didn't get to hear you. But a lot of people listen to you anyway, so, catch you at the next show.
Yes.
Exactly.
Hopefully next year.
The weather gods weren't in our favor today. Next year it's going to happen, though.
It happens sometime.
It happens.
But you do have a lot of cool stuff to talk about and to look forward to, including a new album.
Yes.
So I think that's like a really good place for us to kind of start this chat.
I agree.
Yeah.
We have a brand new album coming out on May the 24th. It's called Country with Heart. And it's our debut album. We've never put out a full album or anything, and we're really excited about it.
That is exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how did that, why now is it the time you think to get this album out?
Well, we moved from Texas in 2012 to Nashville to pursue our dreams. We got a record deal really early on, made a whole album, and right before our first single was supposed to come out, the record label folded. And we didn't get our music back. We never got that album back. So from that point on, we were like, well, we're going to do this with or without a label. We're not going back home. We're going to make something work. And so we've been putting out music independently since 2016. And so it's taken us a long time to build our fan base and through our music and touring. And I think that's why this album is so special and why it's now is because we've just now built it to the point where an album makes sense. And so it kind of feels like we're making up for our lost time now. So it's very monumental to us. The album that never came out, finally, 2024, 10 years later, get to put it out.
Get to do it. Yeah, I mean, well, the way the music scene has changed so much.
Right.
I mean, at the time you're like, record label, that's awesome. And now it'd be like, nah, let's just stay away from those.
I mean, it depends. It depends on your experience. Record labels can be great if they're supporting you and pushing you, but we've experienced the negative side of it where a label will fold, or we've had friends that get shelved and they don't get to put out music. So there's pros and cons to both being independent and being on a label, but
We've been out there building it fan by fan and song by song, and there's something to be said for just building it firm foundation from the ground up.
yeah.
I mean, you guys built this foundation from the ground up. I mean, you guys, I was reading you since childhood, early on friends.
Yes,
Yeah.
so we've known each other since we were little kids because our family actually goes back 3 generations.
Yeah.
Wow.
In Waxahachie, Texas.
Waxahachie.
Waxahachie.
Yeah.
I had one of the best Whataburgers I've ever had in Waxahachie.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, it was
and
a-
there's
That
3 now.
Whataburger hits.
Waxahachie's
In
got
the same
big.
town.
It's
Yeah.
grown.
It's basically a big city now, but
Yeah.
back then it was not. But a lot of people don't know that I'm basically in my hometown right now because I went to high school in the Woodlands, grew up in the Woodlands.
Oh, nice, yeah.
20 miles away from here,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's kind of like coming home today for me.
Nice.
Well,
nice.
welcome back.
Yeah, good to be here.
It would have been nice to play that show.
Would have been
I
nice to play the
know,
show,
which
but
makes
you
it
know,
even sadder.
it's just going to make the build up even bigger for next
For
week.
the
That's
next
right.
time.
If
Yeah.
these songs come out, everybody knows them, and then
Play
come
'em all
back and
next
knock us
year.
all day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not like you guys have been resting on your laurels either. Like, I mean, you obviously been putting the work in, and a big part of that work is Grand Ole Opry stuff, and y'all play there a lot. So
40 times?
That is a
close
lot.
to.
yeah, how has that kind of informed what y'all do musically?
Well, I mean, growing up here in Texas, every small town has a Opry,
Right.
right? So you got the Houston Opry or Red Oak Opry or Waxahachie Opry or whatever. And so that's what I grew up doing.
Yeah.
And then when I got old enough, I auditioned for the Johnny High's Country Music Review in Arlington, Texas.
Okay.
So, which is very much modeled after the Grand Ole Opry. You get up with a live band, you play a couple songs, then the next act comes on. So I grew up doing that, and so to play the actual Grand Ole Opry in Nashville was like the Super Bowl of Opries, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
And it just kind of reminds you of why you do what you do. It's so special. You think about all the people and the history who've played there before you, and so you honor it and you cherish what you're doing moving forward. It's like, I don't know, it's like family there.
It is, yep. When you go backstage, you feel the history, you feel everybody's got their door open and everyone's just playing music and conversating and doing all this stuff. It feels like a big family.
Yeah, magical things happen there.
It sounds pretty incredible.
Yeah.
actually just walking back there.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is a whole nother experience.
Even walking in front of there is pretty magical. So
I
going
agree.
in the back where everybody's hanging out could be.
It's
you know,
cool.
better.
It's a special experience every time,
Yeah.
even after how many times we've done it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're here talking with Jen and Trey Smithfield, and that kind of small family feeling is nice, and I'm sure it feels good to be able to work from that place. But you guys also have like 100 million streams, of your music, and so it's something that's growing. So tell us a little bit about that growth process, because you guys have been around, friends around each other for a long, long time.
Yep.
Yeah.
How's that? Any wrinkles there? Are y'all just kind of bowling it over together? Or?
Well, we are family.
We are family, so I mean, like we do fight, but kind of like family would fight.
Sure.
And then at the end of the day, love each other. We come back and say, you know what, we're doing this and we're in it, and we'll figure it out.
Yep. You don't always like each other, but you always love each other.
There you go.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of how we
Yeah,
have fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're going through our thing right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
So, yeah,
We
I
shelved
sense
it
the
for this.
distance.
Yes, and that background of us being so comfortable with each other and our families growing up together, that's what makes our music different and unique and special in its own way. It's our experiences in life together, our relationships, family things. I mean, most people, when you think of a female-male duo, you think, oh, they must be married, they must be in love.
Right.
They're only going to sing about that.
Right.
But what's kind of unique in our case is we just get to sing about our lives.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's a love song, sometimes it's a breakup, sometimes it's about a margarita, sometimes it's about my grandma and grandpa, and sometimes there's a song about your dad, and we get to sing about all of our life experiences. That's what.
Let's go back to that margarita song.
Okay, we're
like
supposed to play it today, so I'm ready.
Yeah.
Let's go to margaritas.
Yeah,
Not just a margarita
Are there
song,
some under
but
the table?
to margaritas. But no, and then the song about your dad's guitar.
Yes, that was one that we did for Father's Day a couple of years ago. And, my dad taught me how to play the guitar when I was a kid. He's kind of what instilled that value of music in me and, made me love it. And so it was just one of those that there was this guitar he had. And it was an old reproduction Takamine guitar, and it was just always, when I thought of him, I thought of that guitar. It was almost like the guitar kind of embodied him in a way. And it really got me through some tough times growing up. And I just felt in my soul that needed to have a song about it.
Well, the words, comes through. You described everything very well.
Thank you.
In that, and you feel that in that song.
In 1970-something, they halted all production, made that make and model hard to find. Learned everything he'd play me, from Hard Day's Night to Amy. Didn't know how much I'd miss it at the time. I swear I hear his voice like echoes, running through the wood and metal, teaching me about so much more than picking strings and playing chords. Yeah, life gets hard and God knows where I'd be without the songs my dad's guitar left in me. I remember them both saying it's a 6-month separation. Love just needs space to heal sometimes. But he never felt that far away. Every time I opened up that case and found that piece of him he left behind. I swear I hear his voice like echoes, running through the wood and metal, teaching me about so much more than picking strings and playing chords. Yeah, life gets hard and God knows where I'd be without the songs my dad's guitar left in me. There's something in the craftsmanship that makes it sing this way. Hope I'll have the master's touch just like him someday. I swear I hear his voice like echoes running through the wood and metal, teaching me about so much more than picking strings and playing chords. Yeah, life gets hard and God knows where I'd be. Without the songs my dad's guitar left in me.
How's that songwriting process for you two? I mean, how's it usually start? Somebody takes a lead, depends song by song, or?
Yeah.
Song by song, day by day, experience by experience. I mean, like when we moved to Nashville, co-writing's really big there. So
Right.
you kind of show up at, different publishing companies or people's houses or studios, and as the artist, it's on us to kind of bring an idea to the table. So we'll talk about, we call it coffee talk. We love
Okay.
coffee. We talk about like life and like what's going on in your life or this experience, or, oh, I had this idea, or Trey's like, he gets great ideas from the shower. He's like, oh, I was singing this in the shower last night, or he'll start playing this on the guitar. And really in the room that day is when we kind of decide, okay, you're better suited to lead this, I'll do harmony.
Right.
Or vice versa, which is we both do harmony, we both do lead. There's not really like a lead singer.
Right.
It just whoever fits the song and tells that story the best. And there's no ego there. So I think that's why we work so well together, is we know that we're better together, and it's just whatever's going to better serve the song.
Nice.
Yeah, and then the music that goes behind it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's a whole nother element to, first you have the lyrics, and then you have the music.
Totally.
Yeah, and it's not always like the same process every time. It's
Right.
weird. It's like sometimes the music is first, sometimes the lyrics first, sometimes it's a little melody that you get in your head. It just depends on what we're showing up, what we're going through at the time when we show up in the room.
Sometimes you're in the shower with a guitar.
Sometimes it's maybe not with the guitar, but I'd be getting into the guitar a lot.
Yeah.
No, but when with you guys did you realize that, hey, let's start a band? I mean, if you've known each other for most of your life, there had to
Yeah.
be something that sparked this. Let's start this band.
I was in college in a rock band in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and she was, I don't know if you were still doing Johnny Highs, but you were
I
still.
was,
Okay.
yeah.
She was still doing Johnny Highs and doing the solo thing, and my band broke up, as a lot of bands do. And I was looking for my next venture, and it just kind of turned around with my cousin over lunch one day. And she was like, I think you should try singing with Jennifer. Have you guys ever thought about that? I was like, maybe, yeah, I guess we can give it a try. And I reached out on Facebook, I think.
Yeah, well, she did the same thing to me. So his cousin would do
She had a long
Thanksgiving with my
Basically,
family,
yeah.
and she said the same thing. And I was like, man, I guess
Can't say no.
I can't say no, because like our grandparents are friends and our parents are friends, and then I'd be, the bad guy if I said no. So
Right.
I was like, sure, tell him to reach out to me, whatever. And he came over at dorm room in college, and we sang a couple just cover songs together.
Yep.
And it was just our harmonies. It was our blend of our harmonies that made us, I think, both say that day, like, I don't know, God, fate, whatever it was, made us feel like this is what we're supposed to do, and we're supposed to do it together.
We always say, like, you can have two incredible singers, but that doesn't mean they're going to sound great together. It's like,
Yeah.
it's a vocal blend. It has to, like, work well together.
Right.
And I think we just knew from the first time we sang together, there was something about her voice and something about my voice that just blended seamlessly.
Yeah.
It was like, if we're ever going to do this thing, like, this is how we're going to do it.
Yeah.
Was that style of music kind of set then, or did that kind of come
It was
later?
a lot of Keith Urban and Lady Antebellum,
Yeah.
I think, at the time. It's what was popular and it's what we knew, and we just kind of settled in and started singing.
Yeah. And I think Trey felt like, well, I'm a rock and roll guy. How do I fit into this country thing? And it's like, let's go to Nashville. Let's experience this town together. See if this is something we really want to actually pursue. And
Yep.
I'm like, dang, you like Garth Brooks, you like Keith Urban. That's basically rock and country music anyway.
Yeah. Keith
You
Urban
can
was one of
find
those-
a home here.
He was one of those guys that, like, had a little bit of rock and country
Yeah.
music, and, like, made me realize, okay, what I already do has a place in country as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I was always in country, so it was no, you know,
And yeah,
you had no choice.
You had the learning curve.
I'm the
Yeah.
intruder.
Well, I want to ask because I was reading a little bit about the new album and it had like parenthetically part 1.
Yes.
So yeah, tell us,
Good
speak
catch,
on that a little
good
bit.
catch.
Yeah,
There will be a part 2.
Okay.
Wasn't just a random thing we put on there to throw people off. Yeah, we're gonna do it in 2 parts. So the part 1 is coming out, and it's 7 songs.
Yeah.
And then part 2 will be coming out probably later this year, early next year.
Okay.
And it'll all together be packaged as the album.
Nice. Why that approach? Like, I mean, this music, I mean, it's people know a lot of it already, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 2 singles out right now, but we wanted a little more bang for your buck, have you will.
Okay.
You know, in a world where streaming is dominant and attention spans are 10 to 15 seconds.
Right.
Unless you are, you know, Dierks Bentley or Blake Shelton or somebody really massive like that, these songs are our babies.
Right.
And I guess if we put 14 songs out in the world all together, some of these really great songs might get missed.
Right.
So we kind of wanted to put it in 2 parts so people could really digest each part
Yeah.
and care about it, you know?
Yeah, it's really smart.
Yeah.
It's a good approach.
And then it constantly is putting out music.
Yeah.
Instead of just, okay, here's 14 songs and then we're not going to make another project for 2 more years.
That's kind of it gives you like, okay, we have to make another one.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
It gives somebody something to look
We've
forward to.
thrown the challenge down on ourselves,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
That's a nice approach. It's weird that more artists don't do it that way.
Maybe we'll start a trend. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I've seen a few, but
Smithfield, trendsetter.
That's
yes.
right. Changing the game.
Changing the game. Yeah, I mean, well, you have a unique style, anyways, that you guys have created, right? That's not like anyone else that I would say. I mean, the way you guys harmonize together and your music. So I think what you created is pretty excellent.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. That's
Thank
you
you.
know, we don't do anything but what we just do naturally, and like we just kind of decided a long time ago we're gonna stay true to who we are, what we want to say, and how we want to say it.
Yeah, but every once in a while, you gotta just want to like turn the guitar up and just go after it.
I mean, definitely, yeah. I mean, you know, look, I'm still a man.
yeah. Just had to get that out there.
That's right.
Well, appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging
Yeah,
out.
thank y'all so much.
Thank
Yeah,
you very
yeah,
much
it's been
for
all-
having us.
Yep, Smithfield, found them all over the place. Just look them up. They're everywhere.
out there.
We're
and,
everywhere.
and listen to them.
And new album.
When they're not
album.
getting rained out, go watch their show.
Yes.
Because that's going to be amazing.
Thank you guys.
Thank
All
y'all
right.
for
Thank
having
y'all.
us.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
I can tell he's been with you on nights like this. And when you come on strong, he just can't resist. You don't know all the hell you've put me through. And he can't let me go when he's holding you. Hey, whiskey, why you gotta make him miss me? Why's he only call me up when he throws you down? Wanting me more with every round. Hey, bourbon, why you gotta leave him burning? And feeling that old flame he used to have when he was with me. Hey, whiskey. I'm only on his mind when you go to his head. And he starts pouring out all the words he never said. How can either one of us start moving on when every night he spends with you reminds him that I'm gone? Hey, whiskey, why you gotta make him miss me? Why's he only call me up when he throws you down? Wanting me more with every round. Hey, bourbon, why you gotta leave him burning? And feeling that wears you down, wanting me more with every round. Hey, bourbon, why you gotta leave him burning and feeling that old flame he used to have when he was with me? Hey, whiskey. Oh, whiskey.
We're Smithfield, and this is Vinyl Voices.